What is going on, YouTube, and welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us again. And of course, if you haven't yet already, hit that subscribe button because we're gonna be on your screen. So right now we're gonna talk about a topic that recently occurred. You all heard about it. If you haven't, congratulations, spoiler alert. And this topic is about the baby and his comments the other day at, what was that? Where was he even at?
I think he was somewhere in
Rolling
California.
Loud.
Yeah, Rolling
Loud. Okay, it was
Rolling Loud. Sorry.
Rolling Loud. I was about to say Lollapalooza. Anyway, so Rolling Loud. You guys know that he made some slurs against, people with HIV and AIDS, and then he also said, if you're outside in the parking lot as a man giving head, then don't put your light up. Don't put your light up if you got HIV. Mm-hmm. And if you're women, if you're, your and area.
If you ain't clean and don't smell.
Sorry about that. I had a little coughing fit. Anyways, the last topic was about the women. Put your lighter up if your yoni smells like water or something. It was something great.
Put it this way: if your yoni don't smell good, you need to keep your light
down. Basically. And, I'm just confused as to why he had to say anything. Like, what possessed you to say that? Like, what message were you trying to get across when you
know what? I think sometimes when people don't know exactly what to say, sometimes they embellish and they say too much. And I just feel like I don't know if something had happened earlier that had this on his mind, because I don't see that as a way. Now, it's been a long time since I've been in a concert, so let me not try to act like, I'm in the concert, no, it's not that. But I guess what I'm saying is, when I remember going to concerts, people would say stuff to try to connect with the crowd. And sometimes I think maybe whatever he was thinking in his back of his mind came to the front of his mind, and he disconnected from connecting with his crowd. And so I think this is one of the reasons why he actually said what he said. I mean, I'm not trying to make an excuse, and I'm not trying to try to act like I know what the baby was thinking, because I don't. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like,
but we can all agree it was very insensitive what he said.
Yeah, it was insensitive. Yeah, it was insensitive because it was.
There are a lot of people out here with HIV/AIDS that didn't necessarily. I don't know where he thought people with HIV/AIDS just get it from. I don't know if he was saying they get it from gay sex. I can't say that that's what he was saying, but it was insensitive to everyone who has ever been affected by it. That includes parents, people, friends of people with the disease.
I think it's a general consensus that it was offensive.
Oh yeah,
to people,
and unnecessary.
And then there again, it was out of context. I don't know. I don't know. I do try to listen, and I do try to put myself in a position where I can try empathy, where I can try to put myself in that position, maybe in the baby's position, to figure out what was going on with him. But there again, there are a lot of people out here with HIV. There are a lot of people out here with a lot of, illnesses that are affecting their life every day. And they're not someone who has lived a life that they would have expected to be dealing with this kind of crisis in their lives. Right. If you can understand what I'm saying, a lot of times there are a lot of people who have HIV, who are dealing with different illnesses, that it was something that occurred and they had to deal with it. It wasn't something that, you was out there sucking dick
or hoeing around.
The car.
Exactly.
Yeah, in the car.
I don't think anyone just
getting your freak on.
To go and get HIV and AIDS. Like, that's not a conscious choice to go out there. Now, some people do consciously give it to other people knowingly.
True. They do that.
They do that. Yeah, but I don't know anyone that just signed up and said, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to suck dick in the parking lot, I'm going to go get AIDS. Like, people aren't actively seeking to go get a sexually transmitted disease. And a lot of people were born with the sexually transmitted diseases. So I still just don't understand why he even came out with it. I don't know if he was maybe drunk on his Kanye-ish. You remember the night when Kanye went and took the mic from Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
I don't, because he was so hyped up that night. Maybe, and was that before or after he brought up Tory Lanez?
Oh, I don't know. Was it after Tory Lanez or before?
I
feel like it's after Tory Lanez. I feel like it's after. But there again, we weren't there, and we really don't know.
We weren't.
But I kind of feel like it was after. Again, I think we just need to be a little bit more compassionate with how
we definitely lost that.
Yeah, we need to be a little bit more compassionate how we treat people, and not only that, things that come out our mouth. Our mouth is a lethal weapon. I mean, how many times, and I'm not the only one, that has said certain things that come out of your mouth, and when you said it, you were going to hurt somebody with what came out your mouth, because your mouth is a weapon. There again, we have to be responsible. And it's unfortunate that the baby felt like that was some rhetoric that he needed to express that night. But there again, we all have to learn, right? And I think he's having a learning moment. And he's realizing that, this is not the direction that he wants his career to go in. And, and I wish him the best. I don't have any hard feelings for the baby. What I realized being a grown-ass woman is that you're going to make mistakes. We all are going to make mistakes. But what is empowering is learning from your mistakes. So now, with what the baby did, if he's learning to understand how his mouth affects people, and that how people really look up to him, and that he does have a responsibility, whether he wants that responsibility or not, as a role model, or maybe not, let's not call it a role model. He has a responsibility, and people are looking up to him, and they are expecting him to walk in a certain way.
Right.
And that's something that he's going to have to say, okay, I'm a grown man and I have this responsibility, and he's going to have to carry it. Like, he's going to have to hold that and hold it down, because this is now the level of being an entertainment of stardom. Like my daughter said, stardom.
Exactly.
So I do wish the baby the best of luck. And I'm sure, you know what happens with people right now. It's on our top of our tongue. Everybody's talking about it. In a couple of weeks, we'll be moved on to the next topic, because there's always something going on.
I don't think he's going to be officially canceled.
No,
but I
never.
think it's definitely going to teach him in the future.
Yeah.
You have to
I hope this was a learning
because it
moment.
wasn't just your fans at that concert. Like, a lot of people paid to go see that, and it
not just
you can't
his
just say, "Oh, well, I'm talking about my
it was
fans."
other acts, right? It was other acts on there. Yeah, so it wasn't just the people didn't just pay to see him,
right? And then just pay to see you.
And then don't let nobody. What did they say? His bag, something about he was losing money, and that's, I guess, because they dropped him from other concerts. Didn't they drop him from some other?
A lot. Which he,
some other festival. So he's losing money, right? He's losing money for that. Okay, it's no reason to lose money. No reason to lose money, baby. The baby.
I don't know if he was just at the top here, and he really thought he was all the way up here with it, and he could, but you're not that popular. I mean, I don't, in that last comment, I don't think he was trying to be homophobic. I really don't think. I mean, yeah, he's definitely a little bit biased. I can't say he was trying to be homophobic. All he said was gay people don't be. I'm sorry, oh Lord.
Yeah, please don't repeat it. Look, we just got this. Look, we just started. We just started our YouTube channel. And the last thing we're doing is trying to say anything that YouTube is going to cut us off and say, y'all can just go sit down.
So saying that men can't be, sucking, in the parking lot. Like, first of all, what he meant to say was, should nobody be out there giving no head in the parking lot?
How do you know what he meant to say? Okay,
what he meant.
Okay, you don't know what he meant. And anyway, mind your own business. You understand? No, she don't know what he meant to say.
I just
mean what I mean to say is mind your own business. Girl, okay, if you ain't out there doing nothing, you get in line and go into the concert. What everybody else out there doing, it's not you. So don't worry about it.
I really
if it don't affect your bottom line, why are you worried about it?
But I really need the baby to come out here and explain why he felt the need to say what he said. Like, who was in your ear? What did you see that day? Like, where have you been? Like, what were you doing for that to just be the
baby? If I have to tell you something, let it go. Leave it alone. Move on. You don't need to answer to people like this. Want to know what's in your mind?
I need to know why.
Because you know what I'm saying.
If you see this, you need to let me know. Send me an email, DM.
The baby,
like,
if you see this, please just subscribe. Shout us out. Let's talk with Jordan and Sheila.
That's right.
And thank you.
No, but I don't think the baby is homophobic. He said maybe there's some homeless, he said some biased things. Bias, but homophobia, like, I think we like to throw that word around like immediately, like, oh my God, they don't like this, they're homophobic, like, and that's not fair.
Yeah, but you do need to pay attention to your mouth, okay? And you need to understand that you cannot say everything that you want to say that comes to your mind, because it does affect people. So people do need to be held responsible for this, because this is very dangerous now. So, offending people, you don't have to offend people because you have something to say, but you have to say it in a way that is not offensive. You understand? And sometimes it needs to be relevant to the situation. If people out here partying and getting their party on, I don't need to know what, I don't even care what people doing. You understand? So let's just try to get back to the music. Let's try to get back to the fun, the good time. And leave all this foolishness away. Because you know what? 2020 was a hard year for everybody, okay? And it's really not over. So let's try to get out here, enjoy as much as we can, and pray that we don't get locked down again. Right. Because if we get locked down again, I don't know.
You're not going to be able to do it?
No, I ain't going to be able to do it this time. I'm sorry.
Which leg you going on? I need to call them.
I'm just running. Late. I can't do it. I can't. So please.
Please come get her. Okay, wait. Before we go on though, do you think he's gonna apologize again? I think he's done 3 now.
What I really think is for the baby is for some of these, how should I say, veterans out here, reach out to the baby, and not just reach out to have a conversation, to reach out and really mentor him, embrace him, bring him into your environment, show him what he is gonna miss out on if he continues the same behavior. Like I mean, and
now what kind of mentors you thinking of? Because he had 50 Cent and T.I.
Well, I'm
and
saying
neither of those.
No. I'm saying entertainment. I'm saying entertainment veterans. Veterans who have been out here, had got some experience. Don't get it twisted. T.I. and 50 Cent could share a lot with the baby,
but I don't think sensitivity and I don't think that's something they really. I don't know. No. I mean, I think they have a certain way they deal with different things. I will say that, and I don't think they deal with situations like maybe you and I would deal with different things. But I do think that they can definitely help mentor the baby and get him back on track. Because, I mean, T.I. and 50 Cent been in the game for so long, and they're excelling. Like, they're going up the ladder. They're not going down the ladder. It's different now than it was when they were out, and they were coming out.
One of the different things
it was a lot more tolerance then. Now it's PC culture, for sure.
You said it was what now? What did you say?
PC, it means political correct. That's what PC, a lot of people said PC culture, political correct. Like,
okay, so now we're in political correct culture. That's what this is. Political correct culture?
Or at least they try to be.
Please give me an example of political correct.
Eddie Murphy, do you think he could get on stage today and do the same kind of routine that he did back in Raw and Delirious?
No, people are too sensitive. So is that what political correct is?
I'm gonna say that, but it's people are very sensitive towards certain things nowadays.
They're sensitive.
A lot of people
take
it literally.
Okay, but I see a lot of stuff I never seen, like this. Drop it like it's hot, and
twerking?
Twerking?
Well, there's feminism too.
But then also in the language that the people speak, like when I was coming up, they wasn't cussing and saying as much stuff as they say now. So I'm trying to figure out what's political correct.
They're not sensitive to black people, that's for sure.
I guess what I'm saying is, what's political correct? If you calling, I don't even want to call, if you calling women out of their names and you calling them this and that.
Anything that's going to make our culture look bad, they're not trying to
But you're saying that there's a political correctness going on.
Yes.
And I'm asking you, what is it?
Towards LGBT, you can't say anything towards.
Something like that. Okay, I understand. I understand about different groups. I understand, but I guess I think you're missing what I'm saying. I'm saying, tell me how these young, entertainers, rappers, this next generation of entertainment is being political correct.
I'm not saying it's just about entertainment. It's about everyone. I'm saying everyone globally is more in a PC culture. They're more sensitive towards things. That's why a lot of people steer away from it. I'm not saying in your raps calling people bitches and and hoes and slapping ass and twerking. That's not changed. That's not. People are not more sensitive to that. That's just gonna get worse. People aren't sensitive to that. They could just. So who is the political
correct? Is it? I guess
still a lot.
Are we talking about a generation? No, I guess we said. Are we talking about a generation that's political correct? Meaning, are we talking about an older, like 40 and older? Or are we talking about 20 and younger, or 20 and old? Like, who is this group that's supposed to be political correct?
It's global. That's what I'm trying to say. This time frame that we live in. I'm not saying you politically correct, but I bet you're not gonna get on a platform and say everything you could say back then. No. Because they're gonna cancel you, or they're just gonna cut it off and you're not gonna be on there no more.
For my generation, it's certain things that you just don't say. I mean, I'm not saying you gotta hold your mouth, and I'm not saying you hold your mouth and you take shit from people. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying everything you don't say. Okay, some of the stuff that's being said now, that's why I guess I'm asking you, what the hell is political correct?
Well, what is it people are doing everything that's offending people though? Like calling them bitches a whole. Women love that. They listen to that music. If women were to get offended by hearing bitches in the songs, they wouldn't be twerking to them, right? So you can't cancel something that we are actively listening to and participating in. It has to offend the people you're targeting.
So political correct only applies when you offend somebody.
I'm not saying it only applies when you offend someone. Right, I'm just saying being politically correct is trying not to offend, certain cultures.
Okay.
It has never been an issue twerking your ass in videos.
Okay, correct. Okay, I agree.
So people aren't sensitive to that.
Okay, I agree.
Okay, cussing, calling women bitches and hoes and stuff. Most of the music and stuff is geared towards what? The hood or black.
So what I'm saying, is that acceptable then? It's okay to call bitches and hoes. Okay, so
you're probably not gonna call out people that to their face, but in the song.
Well, no, I'm saying in the song. That's what I mean. I think that's what we're talking about. Entertainment.
Well, I'm just talking about in general around the world. Like I'm not just talking about artists.
Okay, you're not talking about.
No, I'm talking about this entire society and world right now.
I don't know. Political correct. This whole globe. I don't know. I'm not sure if I can. I don't know. I mean, I'm hearing you, so I don't want to say, no, that's not true, but I'm not sure that I completely agree with what.
Look how fast they cancel all his concerts and stuff. Why is that?
No.
What did he say that was just so, other than, I mean, I know he said it was offensive to HIV and AIDS and stuff, but I'm saying, like, what did he say? Like, he didn't even have an opinion. He just said, put your lighter up, right?
Everything that he said, the whole energy and what he actually said was offensive, Jordan.
I didn't say it wasn't offensive, but was it so offensive?
Yes,
to the point
it was. That them cancel yet. I mean, not maybe cancel, but I think
so what
okay, let me just say
what people were saying and doing back in your time.
Okay, back in my time, they weren't saying that.
They weren't saying no, you just wasn't going out. Because they would say,
I'm sorry.
That's why a lot of gay people weren't coming out.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm just saying people weren't saying the stuff that he's saying. Period. Like
they weren't saying, or was
they wasn't talking about. No, they wasn't on. They wasn't. Okay, first of all, when you went to a concert, people, it was like everybody's in there like loving the music, enjoying themselves. Nobody's in there trying to make a statement about anything. You understand? That's why I guess I don't understand, like, why are you making statements and think you're not going to be held accountable for it? If he would have made a statement and maybe realized the next morning or the next day that he had made a mistake, he could have come back and said, look, I made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what
And
I
you
was
think
on.
people would have accepted
And I
that?
think if he would have said it and been sincere, yeah, I think people would have accepted if he would have been sincere. But people can look at you and tell if you're sincere. But when he came, I think he doubled down on, he was really double downing on what he said. He really felt like, he doubled down. I meant what I said. Okay. Now you can rather be held accountable because of what you said. You understand? And you're going to take whatever we give you or whatever you're given because you wanted to be like insensitive and then double down like I can't learn. So then only after these shows where he was pulled out of shows, that was the only time then he came back and was like apologizing or saying, maybe he needed more education and he needed to learn or whatever. But if he would have done that in the beginning, I think he would have still been able to go to shows. I think his shows wouldn't have been canceled. I mean, that's just me personally. But back in my days, like you said, we'll never know. But back in my days, I mean, people didn't go to concerts to make a political statement. I'm just saying.
Maybe
that's all I'm saying.
Okay, maybe not there, but all I'm saying is this is definitely a PC culture. A lot of people are definitely more sensitive to topics, and you just cannot say or talk about it, whether they mean harm or to do harm.
Yeah. But sometimes I also think people have a bigger platform, and because of a bigger platform, they're held accountable for their platform. And I mean, and I think you should be. I mean, if you got 1 million subscribers and you're talking to 1 million people and you're saying Reddit that's gonna harm people or hurt people, yeah, I think you should be held accountable, and I think people should say, hold up and stop you. Yeah, I do think that.
I agree.
So if that's what political correct, okay, I keep trying to.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that's not just what PC. Like I said, it's a little bit over the top.
Okay.
But like I said, it is very sensitive, and I mean, can't plead ignorance anymore. You're an adult. You need to start educating yourselves on these topics and current events.
And you gotta listen to people. I mean, like I said, when he made these comments, it probably wasn't. It was less than 6 hours later. People was already talking about it on social media and stuff. So he knew what was going on. So you just have to
when you're so high up, sometimes you just don't care.
Yeah, but you can't be so high up when you got people that's looking up to you. Yeah, you got fans.
Like you would be nowhere without your friends. I don't care how much talent in the world you have. You will be nowhere without your fans unless you're like ghostwriting for people or something and you're in the background and no one can see you. Then that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a different story. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be more sensitive to every audience, not just your fans. Like it's not just your fans.
That's true. But again, I think the baby has learned his lesson, and I don't think we're gonna probably have a lot of problems out of him in the future.
I just hope this doesn't occur with any other artists.
No, me too. I really hope artists are looking at this. You know what?
Delete your Twitter feeds.
You know what? And then I think this is a conversation for later. But do they have any kind of way that they have people who work with like development? Like, do they really get development?
Yeah, but I don't necessarily. When I think of development coach for artists, they're usually working on their vocals and their breathing and their dance moves. But it's not necessarily about
someone who like mentor you and kind of tell you what you can expect and how you're gonna have different situations and how you may have to handle the different situations. I mean, I think that's something that every artist team should go out and find somebody who has experience in this game and can mentor your artists. I'm just saying, I mean, they don't have to be, how should I say, they don't have to be necessarily in the entertainment business for 25 years, but if they have worked with people and they have mentored people, I guarantee you some of these artists, these new artists, these young artists would really, it would help. It would help a lot. It would help if they had somebody to mentor. Even if you just had somebody maybe to go to and ask a question, if this happened, how would I handle this situation? I found myself, thinking about this, or I found myself in positions that I don't want to be. I just think, because I'm just, I don't know. It's a lot of times you think people know more than they know. and you treat people like they know certain things, and sometimes you don't realize they don't know it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. So sometimes you should just start with a basic conversation when you're talking to people and say, hey, you know, how would you react if somebody did this to you? And at least you could get a conversation started to know what level they're on and what, you know, what their feelings are about certain things. And then you can build on that. Because, I mean, you know, there are a lot of young entertainers out here, and they're very talented. But just because you're talented doesn't mean that you don't need somebody to, like, maybe help you in certain areas. You can be the smartest person in the world, but that don't mean you know everything. You know what I'm saying? You can always learn, and you can always grow and get better. So hopefully this will be a learning experience, and hopefully we'll just move on.
It's definitely a learning experience. So
because I do like you, the baby. So I want to let you know I do
so
like
get you some empathy classes. Stop pleading ignorant.
Get you a mentor. Get you a mentor.
Not 50 Cent. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not 50 Cent. I'm sorry. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you stayed for the whole video, you are amazing.
Yes,
I already love
you. Thank you.
Thank you, and catch us again.
And again, subscribe, hit that bell, get that notification the next time we come. And again, comment, ask questions, anything you want to know about us, please share. I should say, you please comment, and we will continue to share.
Yes, and we like interacting, so go ahead and get in our comments. Let us know how we did, how we're doing, what you like, what you dislike. If you have an opinion, we would love to hear it. Thank you again.
Thank you. Good night.